Hello, Mom, Dad, Meet World. So we are going to talk about the revolution, or that's not the right word. I want to say evolution of going from the 16-inch M1 Max MacBook Pro. This had gotten traded in approximately 3 months ago in anticipation of the new M3 Max MacBook Pro. And this was also traded in. There were quite a few videos about this. This is the M1 Max Mac Studio with all of its lovely ports. That had just gotten traded in. And what we're going to talk about is going from the M1 Max to the M3 Max. And this particular model is the silver model. I figured I wanted to keep it a little bit more innocuous because so many people are getting the space black model, but I thought we would try out the silver model. So this is the factory, what you can get from Apple, M3 Max 16-inch in silver. This has the unbinned 40-core GPU, 16-core CPU with 12 performance cores, 4 high-efficiency cores, and 1 terabyte of solid state. This is the factory one. So let's just do this right here. We're gonna do this vertically. There's one. There is the second one. We're gonna open this up. Will it work? Yep, here we go. This is heavy when you're doing it one-handed, so here is the top. I'm gonna attempt to do this without having it fall out of the box. Here is this guy right here. Take it out. There is the actual computer itself. You know, for a 16-inch, people do say how heavy it is, but it's actually quite nice. Very, very compact still for what you are getting for such a powerhouse of a computer. We'll set that down gently. And then here we go. We've got the braided cable right here. Here is the power brick. They are indeed black Apple stickers. So check out the bottom with the etched MacBook Pro logo. There is the SD card, another USB-C Thunderbolt 4 port, HDMI. And then on the other side, we've got the MagSafe, 2 Thunderbolt 4 USB-C, and then also the headphone jack. I've already got the palm rest cover and the trackpad cover coming in via Amazon because I do like to protect the trackpad and wrist rest area where, you know, a watch band, depending on the watch band you have, this is a fiber band, but depending on the band you have, you don't want to scratch up your trackpad surface. And one of the first things we do is we put on a case. I'm going to put on the case from our old M1 Max MacBook because it does fit. I think what's going to happen is when I pop this open, we're immediately going to get the computer to start up. And it is. Hello. So it has been quite a few days since we have done our initial unboxing of this computer right here. This is the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and we have got it in its case with stickers and all that fun stuff on it. And then even on the inside, what we do have is we've got a trackpad protector, and then we've also got a palm rest protector. Got these both put on here. I do like to have that just to make sure that the computer is in nice condition. So we were using this computer for a while. This is my wife's computer. She's got a 13-inch MacBook Pro, and it is small, it is compact, it is lightweight. It is the M1 MacBook Pro with the touch bar, but 16 gigs of memory and 512 gigs of storage, and it has been quite the little beast itself. It actually does very well. Going from the 13-inch to the 16-inch And you can see here the pretty vast difference in size, pretty vast difference in weight. The 13 is, as I said, small, it's compact, it's lightweight, very, very portable. The 16 I would say is still as portable, but you can definitely tell there is quite a bit of weight and heft behind this. But the cool thing about the 16, I do have to say that I have missed for quite a while, has been that 16-inch display. It is vast, it is big. That mini LED 120 hertz ProMotion, you know, I didn't think I would miss the ProMotion as much, but after using it and seeing that ProMotion, yeah, it reminds me, I've missed it. It's everything just runs super buttery smooth, and I really, really like that. So second thing are the ports. So when hooking up stuff like external drives, like the Samsung T7, an SD card, where the 13-inch doesn't have a built-in SD card reader, and then going to charge it. So with this not having MagSafe and you only having these two particular ports, well, here's a headphone jack, but the two ports on the other side. But the thing is, these two ports on this other side, once you fill them both up, you can't charge unless you have some sort of dongle with both the another USB adapter or an SD card adapter and power all rolled into one. But with this, love having the ports back. So you've got MagSafe, you've got the 3 USB-C/Thunderbolt ports, plus you've got that SD card reader that I truly miss having it built in versus using an adapter, because using an adapter is just one more thing to take with you. These are all nice to have, not a must have, but it's just one of those little quality of life improvements. Like that 16-inch screen, I do miss that 16-inch screen, being able to view a couple different documents or being able to edit in Final Cut, where I've got a nice size screen and I can pretty much see everything I want to directly on there. So another thing I want to touch on is battery life. So both of these actually have a great battery life. Yes, even the 13-inch, that has phenomenal battery life. And apologize, let me take the AirPod out of my ear. But the 13-inch has phenomenal all-day plus battery life, but so does this computer. So first time I did completely run it, ran it down, charged it up to 100%, ran it, so over 13 hours of screen on time. 13 hours of screen on time, but not just any, I wasn't just playing a video just in the background. We were connected to the internet the whole time. We were doing stuff like office work, so Microsoft Word, Excel, Teams, many conference calls for hours at a time, and then I managed to edit 2 videos while still on battery life. So edited the videos, exported them, uploaded them, and then we were down to 5% before I just had shut it off and decided just to give it a charge. But that's 13 going on 14 hours of screen on time. You can see the graphic right up here on the screen, and it has been phenomenal. When I was looking at this computer, I was back and forth on whether or not to go with the space plaque. One of the only reasons why I didn't want to go with the space plaque, because I know that Apple has this anodization process, but I was worried about plugging in all the cables, and with the USB having that metal on metal, I was worried that it was going to wear down the color itself, and so I just decided to go with silver. Silver is beautiful, and I had that little bit of regret, because when I was actually down at the Apple Store, I looked at it in person and it looks phenomenal. That space black, it's beautiful. Cameras, YouTube, they don't do it justice. Go to your local Apple Store, go to your Best Buy if they have it. Check it out for yourself. It really is such a beautiful color. So the thing is, this computer, just like the M1, I did not have an M2, but just like the M1 Max, this computer runs phenomenally. It is smooth. This version, I don't know if I said it, but it is the unbin version, 16-inch MacBook Pro. Nothing was upgraded. It's got the 48 gigs of memory, the unbin CPU, unbin GPU, and same 1 terabyte of storage. To me, it is quite nice. I just do basically one video at a time, and I work off of a portable drive, and then I do a backup, and then it gets deleted from the primary storage here. So would it have been nice to have 2 terabytes or 4 terabytes or 8 terabytes? Absolutely, but then the cost of it just puts it up towards the cost of another computer. We had that Mac Studio that we traded in that had 64 gigs of memory. This has the 48 gigs of memory, did not upgrade the memory, just got everything right off the shelf from Apple as their pre-built configuration. Again, nice to have that 64, or even nicer to have that 128 gigs of memory, but I don't think I'm going to have a problem because the M1 Max I had was also the factory pre-built one from Apple with 32 gigs of storage, and I don't think I had noticed that much issue having the 32 gigs of storage whatsoever, and this has a little bit more headroom at 48 gigabytes of storage. So I don't know if you have seen Patrick Tomaso's video. If you haven't, check out his video where he had actually gotten a completely spec'd out 14-inch MacBook Pro, and he's basically saying that, hey, his computer is not a holdback, it's not the limitation, and I must totally agree. This computer will not be the holdback or the limitation if my videos are not good. That's not on the computer, that's completely solely on myself. But then again, Apple has this thing to where you have the fear of missing out with not having pretty much the latest and greatest, and it 100% worked. I do not regret it whatsoever, especially coming from the 13-inch M1. Just the differences between this one, and people coming from, I would say, an Intel machine, the difference in going from that Intel machine to this machine, I've got to say, people say it's a night and day difference. I think it will probably be more than a night and day difference. With Apple and their FOMO, I wasn't even thinking about gaming whatsoever. I am not a serious gamer, casual gamer. I play Apple Arcade. I think I've maybe used it 3 times ever since it's been out, so 3 times in the past few years. But Apple's got me thinking about this hardware ray tracing. Again, that FOMO, that hardware ray tracing, hardware mesh shading. I don't even know what those are, and I'm like, oh wow, it's on my radar now. What is this hardware ray tracing and hardware mesh shading? What you'll also see is we've also got our desktop set up here. So we used to have the 3 Thunderbolt displays, but I've taken 1 off the desk. So we've got the 2 Thunderbolt displays, and then all of our drives that were hooked up directly to that Mac Studio, we've got them hooked up to the CalDigit TS3. And I would say for the most part, the CalDigit TS3, it's great with that 1 cable, Thunderbolt cable from the TS3 directly to this computer right here, to the MacBook Pro. I do gotta say we've had just a little bit, everything's been smooth, minus we've had a flicker on one of the monitors. Doing a little bit of Google research, it all points back to the CalDigit TS3, so there may be a different configuration for that where I'll maybe end up just using 2 of the ports. 1 directly for the monitors, and then the other TS3 for everything else with the hard drives and the desktop keyboard and all that stuff will be hooked up to the TS3. Overall, the first impressions of the M3 Max 16-inch MacBook Pro have been phenomenal. It's more of one of those nice to haves overall. It's not a need. Definitely not, because we've got little adapters and dongles to hook up to the computer, but it's just one of those quality of life improvements that really just makes using this computer just absolutely phenomenal. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it somewhat insightful. No benchmarks here. There's plenty of benchmarks on all the other videos. I've watched the same videos you guys have. I've seen countless number of benchmarks, and just know this is going to be fast, whether you're doing photo, video, audio, video, whatever needs you have. This is going to meet those needs. And just like Patrick Tomaso says, this is not the lid, this is not our box, it's not up to the computer, it's not holding us back, but it is us. So again, if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Boy, it took me a long time to get back to that, but yeah, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps out our channel. And until next time, bye for now.